for divorce.
This is gonna be a huge fight.
There is someone in this hospital who is killing people.
This isn't like anything we've ever seen. What the hell happened?
It's bad.
Well, where do I even begin with this masterpiece of storytelling? First of all, we all know Sonny never discusses business in a hallway. That's just common knowledge, right? I mean, who thought that was a good idea? As for the fire Michael supposedly survived, please, no one comes back from burns like that. The chances of Chad returning are pretty much zero, unless they're willing to just CGI him back into existence, which would be impressive. But seriously, if they recast, don't expect the new guy to show up as Michael anytime soon. It could take months, maybe years, before the new actor gets a shot at stepping into Michael's shoes. Honestly, why didn't they just let the temporary actor play Michael for a bit? You know, let him get custody of the kids, then have them all leave. Easy, done, but no, here we are. Let's be real. Michael is probably off to some fancy medical facility to get his burns treated, probably while in a coma for dramatic effect. Oh, and get ready for him to get the Lulu treatment, aka, written out of the show for who knows how long. Classic. Now, here's my hot take. Michael will survive, but because of all the extensive burns, he's going to need specialized care. So, poof, he's off-screen in the hospital while the world forgets about him for a while. I wish Drew&Willow all the best in his family life and career though. If they ever bring Michael back, I'm hoping they'll just give the role to whoever filled in for Chad, unless they somehow manage to bring him back. Michael's a key character though, so keeping him off-screen for too long is a bad move. Also please, can we just get rid of Willow and Uncle Whiskers? That entire scene was just beyond ridiculous. Willow standing around half naked with the kids, why? And Uncle Whiskers confessing his love for her, seriously, I nearly threw up. And for all the people freaking out about preemptions, here's a reality check. Not everyone in the US has the same channels or streaming services. Not everyone can watch on a smart TV. Oh, and by the way, the oldest president just died. Jimmy Carter, a true humanitarian who was out there at 90 building houses when most people his age are, retired. So yeah, the world might be a little more focused on honoring him than on whether or not GH is running on time. If you think watching a soap opera is more important than honoring a president, maybe it's time for some self-reflection. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. Seriously, why is she practically half naked in Drew's bedroom with the kids running around? This storyline is beyond ridiculous. Someone please stop the madness. And how on earth did bombs just magically get planted at Sonny's place? What happened to his security team? Are they all on vacation? And don't even get me started on Drew&Willow. Every time they're on screen, I hit the fast-forward button. They're absolutely unbearable. Honestly, they should have been caught in that explosion too. I'm this close to just quitting this ridiculous soap altogether. It's getting to the point where I can't take it anymore. That entire scene was beyond disturbing. There were so many better directions they could have gone, but no, they chose this. Drew&Willow's absence will definitely be felt. I hope he comes back someday, because honestly, this show will never be the same without him. As for the Drew&Willow storyline, can we please just put an end to it? It's creepy and uncomfortable, and it's like the writers are ignoring every fan's plea. These two are completely devoid of guilt for how they treated Michael, and they act like he's invisible. Willow doesn't even show the slightest bit of remorse for what's happening to him. It's as if the kids don't even matter. Have they apologized to him? Of course not. I'm honestly starting to hate them both. And the whole Drew&Willow situation, it's just so sad. The guy has been through it all, crazy girlfriends, dead girls, you name it. And now this is the sad note fans are left with. What is wrong with the writers of GH right now? They've completely lost their way. Michael is a legacy character, and to see him treated like this is just wrong. Chad and Michael deserved so much better than this. I can't believe how far this show has fallen. It honestly feels like Frank Valentini is trying to drive viewers away. How can he not know that literally no one wants to see more of Drew and Willow? And yet they keep pushing it, making it worse every single day. It's becoming painful to watch. Winter's already hard enough. We don't need this depressing mess on our soaps. I'm certainly not the only one who feels this way. If they keep heading down this path, GH will be gone sooner than we think. Chad Duell deserves a peaceful break, and I truly hope he comes back soon. But right now, this show is a mess. Where do I even start with this absolute mess of a storyline for Michael? Seriously, the guy has come so far over the years, shown real growth, and now he's just another casualty of Sonny's never-ending drama. Talk about being stuck in the same old toxic orbit. He deserved better, yet here we are, watching him get knocked down again. And then there's this whole creepy dynamic with these two. Watching them together? Oh, it's like watching a bad car crash. There's absolutely no chemistry between them. She's practically a daughter figure to him. It's just wrong. Meanwhile, this season is becoming the season of death, and we're not even 100 episodes in. We've got Sam Dex, and now Michael all potentially out the door. But hey, let's keep Drew alive, shall we? That guy should have been written off long ago, but instead, he's just lurking around, being weird, and somehow celebrating Michael's demise. Classic. Wait, didn't Spencer go out in some kind of fiery blaze like this when he was a kid? Remember Emma and Cam? They pretty much torched Spencer's whole world, and then he disappeared for a while. So who exactly decided it would be a great idea to set Sonny's apartment on fire? Was that some kind of bizarre homage to old, dramatic soap tropes? But let's be real, Michael won't stay dead. He'll probably end up in a long-term burn clinic, only for Frank to conveniently leave the door wide open for his return. They've totally done him dirty with this storyline. And of course, Carly's going to end up fighting Willow for custody, because why not throw even more drama into the mix? Honestly, why the heck are they treating Michael this way? It's like they decided to throw him under the bus because he's leaving, but that's just so wrong. There were definitely better ways to send him off. Other actors leave for months at a time, like Robert with Holly or Marshall on tour, and they don't get killed off. Michael's been a successful businessman. He could have lost his custody battle and then gone overseas to escape all the chaos. This whole fire and near-death thing is just ridiculous. Now, with everything changing, Willow's probably going to end up with the kids. Sasha will spill the beans to Carly and Sonny about Michael being the father of her baby, thinking it's the right thing to do in case he doesn't pull through. Michael will be stuck in critical condition for a while, getting bandaged up in some burn unit. When he finally makes his comeback, it'll be a whole new Michael, just to really drive the point home. And let's be real, Willow won't care about the baby drama anymore, because her main concern will be if Michael survives. Honestly, they need to bring back the temp writers who held things together during the strike. Those guys knew what they were doing. Right now, it's just nonsensical to get rid of Dex and keep Drew and Willow. Gross. Just gross. So let me get this straight. Sidwell is some wanted criminal on the run, but somehow he just magically buys Windermere, which, by the way, is part of Ace's inheritance. What in the world is happening here? Isn't Windermere, or Spoon Island, part of the Cassidy estate now, and doesn't that legally belong to Ace? So how in the world could Lucy just sell it? Is anyone even thinking this through? And who cares about Sidwell? The guy's a nobody, and yet we've had beloved characters killed off just to make room for him. Honestly, it's hard to even take this seriously. I hope whoever's writing this mess gets their walking papers. Here's the real kicker. Since Windermere was never Ava's to sell in the first place, how could the sale go through? How does Sidwell legally end up owning it when it's clearly Ace's property now? Are they even bothering to think about the legalities here? Or is this just some random plot point that no one bothered to tie together? And don't get me started on Michael, Willow, and their whole situation. That's a whole other disaster. But the worst part? Poor Jocelyn. She's already had to face one heartbreaking loss, and now she's dealing with yet another. How cruel is that? To make a character go through that twice? And Sam, really? You've got a loyal viewer base, and you're just cutting out great characters like Sam? I've been watching this show since the 70s, and I honestly can't make heads or tails of the last year of storylines. At this point, I'm not even sure I want to keep watching. It's just so disappointing. And then there's Carly and Sonny. First, they lose Morgan in an explosion. Now Michael's life is in danger. Joss lost Dex, Dante's losing Sam, and now Michael is on the chopping block too. It's just one tragedy after another. Sure, I get that Chad decided to leave, but the way this is all playing out, it's heartbreaking to watch. The family's gone through so much in such a short period. It's honestly just a lot to process, and it's a real shame. Who set Sonny's penthouse on fire, causing chaos and misery for poor Michael Corinthos? I swear, the guy can't catch a break. He's always the one getting hurt, caught in the middle of Sonny's messes. Remember when Michael got shot in the head and lost years of his life? That was a fun time. Now, let's talk about Drew. I can't stand his character anymore. What a scumbag, trying to twist things and paint Michael as the villain. He has the nerve to tell Willow that Michael has made this a war, when it was Willow and Drew who started this disaster in the first place. They both hurt Michael, first with the emotional cheating, then the kisses, and don't even get me started on the ultimate betrayal. Having sex in the children's playroom at the Q estate. Classy, right? Michael was spot on when he told Sonny that Willow has a habit of becoming whoever the person she's with needs her to be. It's like a cult mentality, like the one we saw with DOD. I actually agreed with him for once. Oh, and Brad. Props to him for telling Cyrus off. Looks like Cyrus might be the one who stabbed Dex, and possibly the so-called Angel of Death at GH. Unless, of course, the Angel of Death is working with or for Cyrus. Then there's Portia, kicking Cyrus out of G8 like she owns the place. It didn't make him too happy. And as for the whole Cassadine estate thing, I'm still confused. Weren't they supposed to pass Windermere to Ace? So how did Lucy sell it to Sinwell? Now, with Michael hurt or possibly worse, it looks like Carly, Sonny, Jason, Jocelyn, Lucas, and the Qs are gearing up to make Drew and Willow pay. This is going to be fun. Willow's really nailing the damsel in distress look, isn't she? She's either incredibly gullible or just plain dumb. The way she lets Drew keep manipulating her is pathetic. And don't even get me started on her ridiculous excuse that they didn't mean to hurt Michael. She's the one who slept with his uncle and got caught on tape, but somehow Michael's the bad guy? Please. I hope she's tormented when she finds out what's happened to Michael. I hope she can't sleep at night. Honestly, I just hope she keeps digging herself deeper with Drew. Let her. And of course, GH decides to pull a rerun. Seriously, how many times are we going to watch this same show? I guess the rerun happened because of Jimmy Carter's casket being brought to DC for his national funeral on Thursday. Because that's way more important than actual drama at GH. Look, the only thing I've ever mentioned about Portia is the fact that her hair looks great, so there's that. But honestly, I kinda like her. Portia represents a strong, no-nonsense woman of color who's ready to speak her mind, fight for what she believes in, and protect her family at all costs. She's not about to let anyone in Port Charles walk all over her, no matter how much power they have. You gotta respect that. Now, as for this Michael, Willow, or Drew Sasha mess, wow, they really could have done better, huh? At least Chad Duell will get to enjoy some family time, but it's a real tragedy what they've done to Michael. The poor guy's been through so much recently, and then, oh, let's just add a fire to the mix. Why not? Getting nearly burned alive and still not getting the chance to fight for his own kids. That's gotta be the ultimate insult. But hey, maybe the fire's just a way to cover up a future recast. You never know. And here's the kicker. Willow's about to hand Aurora back to Dreyfus. Great, now she'll get full custody of her kids and her lover, because that's totally fair, right? Just wrong on so many levels. On the bright side, though, I'm really enjoying the Lucas and Brad scenes. Wouldn't mind seeing Brad step up for once. But seriously, seeing Michael on fire? That's a whole other level of tragic. My main question, why didn't he stop, drop and roll? I mean, come on. Also, I'm really not here for Willow getting the kids. I'd like to think the fire means Michael won't be killed off, though who knows? And seriously, why is General Hospital not recording properly? Get it together, guys. We all know Chad Duell's leaving, but does that really mean Michael has to die in a fire? Yesterday's fiery drama had me thinking of Spencer's fire from years ago. Remember when he was burned and just disappeared for months while recovering at some fancy burn clinic? Yeah, I'm betting that's how they'll handle Michael. Send him off to a burn clinic, bring him back later with a new actor, and we'll pretend nothing happened. I mean, they did that when he was in a coma years ago. So why not? Isn't Spoon Island part of the Cassadine estate? Didn't Ava already sell it? And now Lucy's putting it on the market again. Honestly, I'm starting to lose track of what's going on with that place. It's like a revolving door of real estate deals. Who needs consistency anyway? Now, let's talk about Michael. I've been struggling to wrap my head around what the writers are doing to him. Over the years, Michael has been the one good-hearted, loving character who's always had a solid moral compass. Yet somehow, despite his constant decency, he's gone through more drama than anyone should in one lifetime. Watching him burn, I'm still in shock. But hey, credit where credit's due, because the writers definitely deserve a round of applause for this twist. It's bold, unexpected, and sure did wake the audience up after all their complaining. Bravo GH, bravo. Now, Brennan's got proof that Cyrus stabbed Dex. But wait, will Brennan be the next one on the chopping block? Because, of course, that's exactly what this show needs, another victim. Nothing screams exciting TV like heartache, chaos, and death. Forget escapism. This is like watching the news, so thrilling. And speaking of thrilling, let's talk about Sidwell and the explosion at Sonny's. What exactly is his beef with Sonny? Can someone refresh my memory? Jason swooped in to save Sasha, and I think Sidwell wanted those diamonds, but I'm not sure what happened to them. Plot holes, anyone? Also, where was Wiley when Willow was crying over Creepy? The whole setup was bizarre. I mean, she knocked on a door and bam, Creepy opens it. Where's Scout? Did she just vanish into thin air? And Willow's worried about the affair ruining Creepy's career. Oh, that's rich. Politicians and cheating go together like peanut butter and jelly these days. But no, she's never once considered how her actions are destroying her own family. Classic. But the real cherry on top? Drew and Willow acting like love-struck teens. I mean, come on, how did we go from a deep, mature relationship to this? And Michael's exit. Really? He could have just left Port Charles to handle Aurora business and bam, easy send-off. But nope, we've got him burning in a fire. Sure, Jason will save him, but did they really have to put Michael through this? It feels like they're setting him up for a grand return, eventually. But in the meantime, will Sasha let the world know she's carrying Michael's baby? Because that's sure to be a twist no one saw coming. Though the drama, can you imagine the stories that are going to come out of Michael getting hurt? We've got Willow feeling guilty for once, maybe finally realizing the damage she's done, though let's be real, probably not. Then there's Carly and Nina, round 2 of their never-ending rivalry. It's going to be as thrilling as watching paint dry, only with more shouting. Then we have Drew, public enemy no. 1, likely to face some fallout from all this nonsense. Sonny, with his ongoing heart issues, might become the target here, and if that doesn't push him to the edge, I don't know what will. Will it destroy him or make him come back harder? Only time, and a lot of screaming, will tell. Now, Jason, will he step up for Danny's sake, or will he just throw his hands in the air and walk away, as usual? And then there's the Quartermains, who are either going to rally together or implode like a family reunion gone wrong. And of course, Michael. The big question is, will Chad come back from this whole mess looking like his old self or with a completely new face? Because who doesn't love a good recast to spice things up? Grab your popcorn, folks. It's about to get wild. Now, about the Carly versus Willow thing that keeps getting dragged out. It's like people forget what actually happened. Carly's mistake years ago, sure, it was fueled by revenge, but that was at least grounded in a real emotional struggle. Bobby gave her up for adoption, and Carly snapped. It wasn't pretty, but it made sense in her twisted way. Willow's betrayal? Oh, it's far worse. Not only did she have a physical affair, but the emotional affair was going on from the start. Michael, bless his heart, gave Willow everything she could possibly want: love, support, the whole 9 yards. And how does she repay him? By hopping into bed with his uncle. Oh, but don't worry, the real kicker is Drew. What in the world did Michael do to Drew to deserve this gut punch? And now, even after everything's fallen apart, Willow's out there acting like the victim, throwing her affair with Drew in Michael's face like it's some kind of badge of honor. When the fire starts burning around Michael, guess who'll be playing the martyr? That's right, Willow, just like always. Here's the thing, Carly, love her or hate her, at least owns up to her mistakes. She doesn't hide behind her issues or blame everyone else for her actions. Willow, on the other hand, has perfected the art of victimhood, and honestly, it's starting to get old. If you want to see where Willow's drama really comes from, just look at her background. Let's start with her childhood, then dig into her family tree, Nina and Madeline. It's no surprise there's some mental dysfunction running through that line. Heck, throw Nell into the mix, and you've got a family tree that could use a serious prune. But of course, we'll all keep pretending like Carly and Willow are these misunderstood saints when really, they're just playing their parts in the same tragic soap opera. Today, I was totally blown away by Dante. He really called out Lulu, showing her exactly how selfish she's been. I was cheering for him as she completely ignored poor Rocco's feelings, and honestly, she needed that reminder about all the things others have done for her. Dante's performance was spot on, capturing his pain, loss, and lingering love for Sam perfectly. I knew Lulu would try to blame him for the mess with Valentine, and I knew Dante would shut her down. But I didn't expect him to play it so calm and restrained for the first 3/4 of the scene. I'm glad he did, though. It made everything feel more realistic and really showed what a solid, level-headed guy he is. Lulu totally deserved that smackdown. What was she thinking, running off to another country without a plan, putting Charlotte at risk, and then turning around and blaming Dante for trying to save her from herself? Every word he said was right on the money. I'm all for Dante here. That said, both of them had valid points. Dante was understandably upset about Rocco and his feelings on Lulu's decisions. But what was Lulu supposed to do? Just sit back and be okay with Charlotte still being gone now that she's awake. Honestly, most people would probably do the same thing she did, do whatever it takes to get their child back. I'm not excusing how she acted, especially with the whole kidnapped thing, because let's be real, that's not what happened. But now that Lulu's awake, of course, she wants both of her kids with her, especially the one on the run with a fugitive. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.